conquered Mother Nature herself, the most unpredictable thing you can conquer. So, come deadline, doesn't matter who's in that ring with me, I will be.
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey. We here at the Red Carpet Ring. Turnbuckle King here. We'll talk about WWE NXT Iron Survivor Challenge Qualifiers Women's North American Championship match. So we're going to talk about NXT, what happened on NXT, go over what happened on the show, have my review on it, then also have what went wrong with NXT, also had a bonus round. And current news you don't want to miss out as well. So let's talk about it. See who came into the ring. Figure 4 TV, salute to you. So we are talking about NXT, guys. And we also getting ready for the Iron Survivor. We're getting prepared for deadline, which I said before will be next month, December 7th. Other than that, though, let's do that one thing I always say you guys do is you come in.
Not real.
Trust me.
But that doesn't do anything, man.
Also, guys, we are here from live from Facebook and X. Let's get that in there. But we definitely gonna have a good one. With that being said, guys, we also want to have look over the match card for NXT, what was advertised. So let's do that. Let's go over that real quick. So, as you see here, these are the matches that were advertised. We got Trick Williams coming out, Trick Willie. We got Ruca versus Cora, Jade, Iron Qualifier, Iron Survivor Challenge qualifier match. We have Adriana Rizzo versus Nikita Lyons. We have also a tag team match, Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend of Metaphor versus Stephanie Vaquer and Giulia in the main event. We got Kelani Jordan challenging Fallon Henley for women's NXT North American Championship. See if Kelani can regain her title. So let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. That's the match card. And we're going to get into it in a second. Just want to say NXT is still bringing the fire every single week. And before we do go any further, I just want to give them their due. We got to give them a super chance. It's all the hard work they've done. Let's give them a super chance for everything.
Yeet, delete, yes, we believe in Joe Hendry. Suck it. Woo! What? Yeah.
Just want to give props out to NXT. George the Spider and friends, salute to you. What's going on? What's going on? All right, let's get on. Let's talk about the show here. Let's kick it off. We have Stephanie and Giulia in the tag team versus Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. So Stephanie and Giulia definitely got that tag team magic going on. They're working very well in the tag team. And with that being said, these two here, I would say Jakara Jackson, Lash Legend. Now we know we've been seeing on NXT and SmackDown Raw, but they've been getting much better. I give that to them. They've been working very well in the tag team. Both teams worked out very well. I like how Lash Legend loves to use her strength and power. She has Stephanie and Giulia on her back at one point, but the quickness and the technicality of Stephanie and Giulia was too much for Jakara and Lash. And yes, Jakara and Lash lost the match. Stephanie and Giulia defeated Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson in the tag team match to kick it off. Afterwards, it was shown that Stephanie and Giulia, they get, they came out to interview him, said despite winning that, these two are going to become challenged because they both want the women's NXT title. Stephanie told Giulia NXT deadline. So more than likely, I expect these two, or at least one of these two, to be in the Iron Survivor Challenge. At least that's how I see it. So we gotta see what happens, but this was a good one. Next match on the card, we got. That's not the next match on the card. Excuse me. Next match on the card, we have Ruca versus Cora Jade. Ruca, she has been doing her thing over and over again. Every time she steps in the ring, she's one of my favorites in the ring. That soul snatcher. It's like she's like the female Randy Orton with the RKO out of nowhere, right? But I know also that these with this match here, Cora did everything she could. It was a quick match, but it was like kind of slow, kind of rough. I wish it was longer, but I guess they was pressed for time. Ruca defeated Cora Jade when she hit the Soul Snatcher out of nowhere. And with that being said, Ruca will be the first woman to qualify for the Iron Survivor Challenge and NXT deadline for the Women's NXT Championship. Bro, Cora Jade loses, but like I said, Ruca, do not sleep on her. I do see her doing many great things in NXT. As long as she preserves herself, have a good career. And she did an interview afterwards. She's ready. She's ready to challenge anyone, take all comers for the NXT Women's Championship.
Conquered Mother Nature herself, the most unpredictable thing you can conquer. So, come deadline, doesn't matter who's in that ring with me, I will be. So she already saying she'll be the Iron Survivor. This was a good match of Ruca and Cora Jade. Very good match. These women putting it out, doing what they have to do, like they always do. Next match on the card, another Iron Survivor qualifier, Wes Lee versus Cedric Alexander. These two had a match here. These men were going at it. It was actually a real good match. Cedric Alexander, he showed he still got it. He can still move good in the ring. Wes Lee, these guys played very well off each other, very well. But it was Wes Lee who got the advantage, and Wes Lee is the one who defeated Cedric Alexander, and he will qualify for the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. But I know it seemed like he got a different finisher now. Wes Lee, he has the running Meteoria. He has a different finisher than he normally do. But Cedric Alexander, he put up a good fight. Just was not enough for Wes Lee. Wes Lee is the rising heel. He will go on to qualify for the Men's Iron Survivor match. So that was the end of that match. Next segment on the show, we're talking about Trick Williams. Trick Williams come out and announced the number one contender match. Now, at first, he was talking about how Ridge Holland pinned him last week in a tag team match between himself and Bubba Ray Dudley versus Ridge Holland and Ethan Page. Now, before Trick could go any further in the promo, we saw Andre Chase shockingly come out. And Andre Chase said, Trick, no disrespect to you, but I still got some unsettled business with Ridge Holland. Ridge Holland defeated him in an ambulance match at Halloween Havoc. He still wants to fight. He still wants to fight Ridge Holland. He still wants to fight for Chase U. Now, the thing about it is, Chase U, Andre Chase has not been having the best luck. Remember, he went bankrupt with the school. We also remember that he lost. He lost the match against Ridge Holland. However, Trick Williams gave Andre Chase his work. He gave him his props for the work he's done. But Andre Chase offered the rights to Chase University to Ridge Holland. They had another match, but Ridge Holland originally said he wanted a title shot. Then later, Ridge Holland said that he would end the university if he won. Now, after all this, Ridge Holland, he attacked Andre Chase with a cheap shot. Trick Williams made a match in the official. It will be a number one contendership match next week between Andre Chase and Ridge Holland. And this is the kicker. The Rice Chase University that Andre Chase offered earlier, Ridge Holland also changed his mind, said he wants Chase U to end if he defeats him. So with that being said, it will be a number one contendership match. And as you saw, Andre Chase was attacked by Ridge Holland with a cheap shot. However, Trick Williams called him and he put him down. Whooped that trick. So Andre Chase, if he loses the number one contendership match next week, there will be no more Chase U. Also backstage, we saw Duke Hudson, Thea Hale, and Riley Osborne. They was not happy with the decision Andre Chase made, and it seemed like Chase was going to end. I could see Duke Hudson interfering in this match. I could see Duke Hudson costing Andre Chase the match. Riley Osborne, because they are tired of Andre Chase sacrificing them and putting everything on the line. They keep losing. They're not gaining anything, and they may feel like they're being used. So expect Andre Chase to lose this match next week. Ridge Holland will win. There'll be no more Chase U. But this is a very, very good segment here. Very good segment between Trick Williams, Andre Chase, and Ridge Holland. Very good segment. Let's get to the next part of the show, shall we? Let's get there. Oh, let me get there in a second. Give me 1 second, guys. I knew I had it somewhere. But this was a good segment here of Trick Williams. Only time gonna tell what the next move he's gonna do. As who his number one contender going to be. More likely, I think it's going to end up being Ridge Holland. Anyway, around that, no whatsoever. But I would love to see what they're gonna do. Ridge Holland's character, everything. I would love to see what the next move's gonna be. But we'll see. We will see what the next move's gonna be. I don't know. I don't think Andre Chase is gonna win this match next week. I really hope he does, but I just don't think he will. I don't see that happening. Other than that, though, that's how I have for that. Next match on the card, we have Nikita Lyons versus Adriana Rizzo. We know this staying up from when Adriana Rizzo was attacked by Nikita Lyons during the feud between Obai Femi and Tony D'Angelo. And later on, we also saw how Adriana Rizzo attacked Nikita Lyons last week as well. And now we have a one-on-one match. Let's be honest, this match was not all that good. I know Nikita Lyons just came back, still seemed a little rusty in the ring. Rizzo, she mostly wrestles on NXT level up. It's not really the stage she wrestles on, so she's still learning, getting something, still trying to get better. But this was a quick one. Nikita Lyons defeated Adriana Rizzo. However, after the match, Adriana Rizzo took a crowbar and attacked Nikita Lyons from behind. She said it is over, sweetheart. So that was crazy. Adriana Rizzo, basically, despite losing, she gave Nikita Lyons the no yeet stick.
And no yeet.
So she told her, no, despite I'm losing, I'm still going to get you. So that was interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. And how that's going to play out. But other than that, though, I want to see where this feud's going to go. May go somewhere, may not. You never know. Other than that, we're going to get to the main event shortly. Got to get to the main event. Let's get to that. Let's get to the main event in a second. Let me pull that up real quick. All right, main event here, guys, is Kelani Jordan 101. This is not the one. Give me 1 second, guys. I knew I had it somewhere. Get this up real quick. I don't know what's going on here. I know this is up here. This is very strange. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get this up. We're gonna go to the main event in a second. Let's get that going. We are talking about, you know what? We'll just mention it from here. The main event was Kelani Jordan. She won a 1-on-1. And she challenged Adriana Rizzo for she challenged Fallon Henley for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Yeah, tell me about it. But anyway, these two had a good match. Kelani Jordan had some fire in her before the match started. And she was not going for any nonsense, none whatsoever. Kelani Jordan was saying, hey, you know, despite of Fatal Influence getting involved in the match, she's not going to have it. She don't care. She going to do what she got to do regardless. That's how it came out with Kelani Jordan. She brought her everything she could, though. I'll give it to her. She brought her everything she could in the whole matchup. She did what she could, but, you know, you got to realize, too, I know in the back of her mind that Kelani Jordan was thinking about Fatal Influence, whether she wanted to admit it or not. She was definitely thinking about it. But despite thinking about it, she put on the best that she could put on for the whole show. And since she did put on the best she could, it does not mean that Fatal Influence literally didn't have the influence over it. And we definitely saw that happening. I saw a different Kelani than I normally see. She definitely was going off. She definitely was snapping everything you can think of. And they were just crazy how they was playing that out. She definitely wasn't going for any nonsense. Definitely wasn't taking any mess. But Fallon Henley, she was going to make sure she prevailed regardless of that. She's going to prevail and do whatever she could to make sure she retained the match. Now, you know, JC Jane and Jasmine Nix was going to interfere. You had to know that was going to happen at some given point. This is how it goes. And since it is how it goes, they got involved. They tried to distract Kelani, but see, Kelani was up on game. And I got to give it to Kelani. She keep up with Fatal Influence despite all they tried to do to stop Kelani's momentum. But other than that, though, while they was doing everything they could, everything she could to stop them, you gotta remember the numbers game never lies when it comes to that. It just never does. It never lies. Never. However, when it comes to that never lying, you're always going to have some individual that just you can't overtake. And that's the problem that Kelani Jordan ran into during this whole matchup. She ran into this quite a bit during the matchup. She just was outnumbered the whole entire time. There was nothing she could do to stop the Fatal Influence. There was nothing she could do to prevent of trying to win her title back. Because we gotta remember she was in a gauntlet match, a very strong gauntlet match, to even keep up. And she did do that. Like I said, it was too much for Kelani, and it ended up being Fallon Henley pinning her, and she retained the Women's North American Championship. And JC Jane was the one who sucker punch Kelani and causing Fallon to get the pinfall. Then afterwards, we saw there was a tag team tournament announced earlier that evening, and a whole fight broke out right after that was over. And we also saw Nathan Frazier Axiom. Nathan Frazier said he's going to compete for the Iron Survivor Challenge. We saw a vignette from Jada Parker. She was also talking about Ruca. Congratulations to her. She's going to be in one of the qualifying matches. So definitely a lot going on. Other than that, though, Kelani did everything she could. And that was off NXT. Now I'm going to go over my review. I'm going to go over my review of what I think of NXT. 4 out of 5. I give 4 out of 5 for this show. That's why I give this show. Now, don't get me wrong. 4 out of 5. It was a lot. This is a good setup for NXT deadline. We had 2 qualifying matches, one for women's, one for men's. And since we did have that, we had Ruca qualify. We had actually 2 qualifying matches. Yeah, because Wes Lee qualified. And also we had Javon Evans versus Lexis King. Javon Evans won that match too. Very good, solid match as well, if I didn't mention it before. But we had 2 men's qualifying, 1 woman qualifying. So we got Javon and Wesley for the men's, and we got Ruca. Now there will only be 3 more spots for the men and 4 more spots for the women. This was a solid NXT episode though. And I said this before too. We had the Women's North American Championship being defended and also being in the main event of the show. Can't go wrong with that at all. We can't. And since it did go well, that's what we got. I'm glad that they get recognition with that title. So that's a brand new championship. We had a tag team tournament announced. Can't forget about that as well. And since we did have that too, I mean, there was nothing you can do to stop the whole thing. Nothing you could do to stop it. It was a good show, good momentum. I know it was the episode after the ECW Arena, so we got to keep that in mind as well. But now I think it was a very good turnout show. Very good turnout show. I don't think nothing bad of it. I think it was very good set up because they have to keep building up for deadline. They have to build that up, keep that going. And I know they will do just that. I know they will. We're going to see what else is going to go on. I said a lot of good stuff matches there. A lot of good stuff, the bad matches, whatever you want to call it. Now, with that being said, we'll go over what went wrong with NXT. We normally go over 1, 2, or 3 things, however many things I see what was wrong with the show despite the rating. I normally like to go over that stuff, touch on it, see what's going on, and just take it from there. We'll see in a second. Now I'm gonna go over a few things. Then after this, we will also go over the. Lost my train of thought. We'll go over bonus round as well. We'll talk about the women that I see that could be potentially the number 1 contender, potentially or could be. I'm just throwing that out there. But there will be certain women that are looking good on the roster. Some's even been to getting a title shot before, but I don't mean we can't see them again. But most of the women that I list will not have been a number 1 contender for that title. We're talking about Roxanne's title. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. First thing I saw wrong with NXT, let's be honest, Chase U needs to be disbanded. It needs to disband. I said this before too. They need to get rid of Chase U. I don't know what's going on. I don't see it. Yes, I don't know. I believe that Andre Chase is going to lose next week's match against Ridge Holland, and I also believe that Ridge Holland will take Chase U down, and Chase U gets shut down. So, who knows? I think that's what's going to happen. It's not a good look for Chase U. They've been going on, but since for 2 years. They had a lot of good moments. They've been in NXT Tag Team Championships. They held them on 2 separate occasions. That they held compete for the NXT Women's Championship on a couple of occasions as a part of Chase U. Lots of other stuff happened with Chase U. They had their good moments. Other than that, it's time to disband. I think everybody should branch off, do their own thing. Andre Chase do his own thing. Thea Hale, Riley Osborne, Duke Hudson. Duke Hudson's a great talent. I saw him actually against Obafemi. And, that's it. And everybody go to Chase U turns on him, not just Ridge Holland, JC Jane. Everybody turns on Chase U. Other than that, though, this needs to disband. Really does need to do that. I don't see any more purpose of this whole stable being together. I think they've done more than enough being together. Hopefully they do that. I know people are saying, too, that Chase U should be a part of the main roster. And from my opinion, if you think I believe, what do I think of Chase U being part of the main roster? That's all answer I have for that. No. Chase U's meant for NXT, and even that is starting to get thin. That's starting to wear thin now. So with that being said, the way I see it, this goes on list automatically.
You just made the list!
So I like to see them disband the stable real quick. Because like I said, there's no more story with Chase U. No more story with the stable. There's nothing else more you can do with them. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know. I don't think there's no more you can do with them. It serves no purpose. There's nothing else more you can do. It's going to be wore to the ground. That's how I would do it. Story is just too old for it, honestly. But other than that, though, that's one thing I saw wrong with NXT. It's one issue I saw. But we'll see what the next one's going to be. I'll see how they do the next one, honestly, but they really need to get rid of it. It don't make no sense to me. Really don't. But that's not the only thing I saw wrong with NXT. Another thing I saw wrong, maybe you don't want to say this, but I'll say it anyway. Nikita Lyons is overrated. This is before her injury. I don't think she's all that solid in the ring. All she do is that split pin. She's actually quite uncoordinated at times. She does have the footwork. My opinion, I think she needs to trim down maybe about 15, 20 pounds, get conditioning better. I know she's coming off the ACL injury, I believe. Whatever injury she had, ankle injury, whatever injury she had, caused her to be on the shelf for a while. I think she should get some training conditioning in the PC some more. And also, maybe before putting her on NXT TV, maybe she should be on NXT level up for maybe a few weeks or to a month to get herself reconditioned and refresh herself, since she has the ring rust clearly. But other than that, I think she'll be good and continue to train. But I do think as a whole, she's overrated. And most people, especially the men, like her because of the way she looks and the way she's shaped. Let's call it what it is. Most people not going to say it. I'm going to say it. And I'm not being a hater. I'm not being angry. I'm not in my feelings. Or I really want a kid, but I can't have her. It's nothing to do with that. I'm just calling it straight down the middle. I'm going off what I see on the screen. Now, her match with Adriana Rizzo was not the best. I know Adriana Rizzo is not the best in-ring competitor either, but if you look in the Key Alliance matches, her matches are really not that good. And it doesn't matter who she's wrestled, she's just not the best in-ring competitor. I think she's a little overrated, you know? And with that being said, I see her being on televised TV. Maybe she should go to NXT level up. And that only goes on one list and one list only. And you guys already know what list is going on. Let's be honest when it comes to this.
You just made the list!
Like I said, I like Nikki Lyons. I see potential for her getting better. It's just, I think she's a little more overrated than people give her credit for. I don't think she's all that in the ring. You said you trying to say she is? Yeah, she's overrated to me. Like I said, I'm not just saying this now because she just came back. People are like, oh, she got ring rust. Before she got hurt, the Key Alliance was never all that. Y'all just like the way she looks. Y'all like the way she's shaped. If the Key Alliance wasn't attractive and had the body frame that she has, y'all would not be saying she's all that. Tell me when I'm telling lies on that.
I'm tired of being nice. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I don't think Nikita's all that good in the ring. I'm sorry, I don't think so. Yeah, she's eye candy. She actually goes better for being a valet or being in the Divas era. She cannot wrestle. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Nikia Lyons doesn't even make it to the main roster. I wouldn't be surprised if she got released somewhere down the line. If she does not improve her in-ring skills. If she improves in the ring and maybe get some mic work done, she'll be good. I don't think she has it. Nikia Lyons is a jack of all trades. She sings, she dances, she, all that and wrestle, but wrestle's not her best skill. Like I said, if you don't want to admit it, but I'll admit it for you. That's what it comes down to. Now, that's one thing I saw, been seeing this for weeks. Just had to call it out. Another thing, what went wrong with NXT, which I believe that they might do or might not do. Kelani Jordan, she had a good match. She had been putting out good matches lately. Now, I know some people don't like Kelani due to her mic work, saying she's cringe on the mic, whatever. She can work on that. I'm not saying she may not be the best, but she is in NXT. Is she the best mic skill person? Probably not, compared to the other women. But that doesn't mean she's a lousy competitor, because she's not a lousy competitor. But since she did become the inaugural NXT North Women's American Championship, unless they're going to put in a tag team and try to go out for the tag team division, I say she should be the next number one contender, win the NXT Women's Iron Survivor match. It can help build her character and everything. But she definitely has done. She's done a lot. I got to give her credit. She's definitely stepped it up. She definitely improves every day. And that's why I think she should be probably the number one contender for Roxanne's NXT Women's Championship. So if they don't do that to her, they don't give her the build, it goes on the list.
You just made the list!
Yeah, so that's that went wrong, possibly could go wrong. And that's all I have for what went wrong with NXT. Let's go over current news. Let's go over that in a second. All right, current news going on. John Cena made an announcement. This will be John Cena's final Royal Rumble for 2025. After this Royal Rumble next year, John Cena will no longer compete in any Royal Rumble. And WWE made this official announcement today. So John Cena will be in the Men's Royal Rumble. I don't know what his number of entrants is going to be. Don't know if he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 28, 29, 30. I don't know. But we do know that John Cena is a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Do know that John Cena, I don't know what number Royal Rumble this would be for him. I know he's been at least 10 Royal Rumbles, a good 5 or 10. And we know a lot of Royal Rumbles, John Cena was champion as well. He won the 2005 Royal Rumble. He won the 2013 Royal Rumble. So I know he's either, I say most Royal Rumbles, if you think about it, he was either a champion or challenging for the championship. So, but this will be the final Royal Rumble. He even said something on social media about it, announcing that this will be John Cena's last Royal Rumble ever.
The last time I will ever compete in a Royal Rumble event is February 1st. Lucas Oil.
So that's John Cena making an announcement for that. There will be no more of that afterwards. So we'll see what happens with John Cena. I don't know how far he'll go in the Royal Rumble, but I know he makes some noise. Some people are even slated saying John Cena could win the 2025 Royal Rumble. That I do not know. I don't think that he needs to win. You know, if you think he's going to win, you could say yeet.
Yeet.
However, if you think he's not going to win, you can say no yeet.
And no yeet.
So only time will tell what's going to happen with that. But I do not see John Cena winning. Like I said, he's won twice already. I don't know who's going to face at WrestleMania. His last match at Mania, I don't know. But I know he will make an impact. He's also going to be on the debut Netflix Monday Night Raw episode in January. He will be more likely be on there to have premiere Raw on Netflix. And I know he's going to do some live event shows, last ones that people don't want to miss. So there's a retirement tour for John Cena. Now, since Goldberg's retiring too, we know he's retiring in 2025. He more likely might be in the Royal Rumble as well. Have been no formal announcement of it. It hasn't. I'm just saying it could be. Since it's his last year as well, why not? But what do you guys think of John Cena last match at the last Royal Rumble ever in his career before he retires? So you guys let me know what you think of that situation. John Cena making that announcement today on WWE. They make an announcement of it, and that'll be it for John Cena as far as that goes. And it's gonna be interesting to see what number he comes in. He's not gonna be a surprise entry now, but we know he'll be there. We just don't know what number he's gonna be. It's gonna be a jam-packed event in Indianapolis. Definitely a jam-packed event. Something people I'm sure do not want to miss out on. They don't want to miss out whatsoever of how that's going to go down. So that definitely is going to be fun. Like I said, John Cena done a lot in his career. 16-time world champion. Main evented many WrestleManias. Had many feuds against some of the biggest names in WWE history. Names were Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. You know, he's feuded with everybody. The Rock. He's feuded with everybody. CM Punk, Randy Orton, of course, those two. So the list goes on and on and on. On and on. Be his final Royal Rumble ever. Triple Speaks, salute to you, man. So we ain't gonna see John Cena no more in a Royal Rumble ever. And that'll be it. And with that being said, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go to the bonus round now. Give me 1 second, guys, to get this ready. We are going to talk about who will be next champion for the women's NXT Championship. So give it a couple minutes and we'll get that going. All right, we are here at the bonus round, guys. We are here. We are here. We are here. Come to the red carpet ring for the bonus round. We are going to talk about it. What we're going to talk about is who will be the new #1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship. Saludo KO. Let's get into it, guys. We're going to go over 5 different competitors, and I'll give a vital claim to why they should be the new #1 contender for the Women's NXT Championship. And it's a championship that is currently held, by Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez has been this is her second run. She's been shining like a diamond as champion. We know that. Roxanne has been on a great run as NXT champion. She takes on any and all comers. We know that. We know that Roxanne is just a force to be dealt with. It's going to be hard to stop this woman. She is on a whole nother level as champion. I don't know what else to say regarding that. She just been from her first championship run to now, they definitely are moving in the right direction with Roxanne. Definitely moving in the right direction, Roxanne. And for those you don't know, Roxanne, she's definitely a star in the making. And we are talking about this is the NXT Women's Champion, and this is Roxanne Perez. And she is the champion that you're gonna have. This is the woman you're gonna have to beat. Now she has defeated a lot of people. She has defeated Lyra Vaquer since winning at NXT Stand Deliver this year. She has defeated Natalya, Chelsea Green, Thea Hale, Lola Vice, Jada Parker, and most recently, Giulia. She has a long list of women she's defeated. Like I said, she still needs a new challenger. And we're going to go over the list of the new challengers for this title. We'll go down the list and see who's going to do what. Let's start off from the top. Now, no particular order, but I'll name these women off. First woman I'm going to name is Ruca. Now, Ruca, she is the first woman to qualify for the Iron Survivor Challenge. She's the first woman to do that. She defeated Cora Jade. And so she defeated Cora Jade. She already solidified her spot into becoming the next one of the next big contenders for the title. Now she's officially in there, so it's a possibility that Ruca can win this match and be #1 contender and possibly winning the NXT Women's Championship. And we saw how good she is in the ring. She has a soul snatcher, everything. Because this is all about deadline. This will all be a deadline. But Ruca is definitely in there. She has a soul snatcher. She's great in the ring. She slips up here and there, but she still does her thing. Great character. The soul snatcher is like a RKO. And she, I could definitely see her winning, or at least being the top front runners to winning this particular match at Deadline. And Deadline, as we know, will be, I believe Deadline will be, if it said it on there earlier, Deadline is supposed to be in Minneapolis this year. I think it's December 7th. But Ruca, she's very good. Now, if she does not somehow don't become number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. I could see her competing for the NXT North American Women's Championship. She could very well compete for that title. Because she was in an inaugural ladder match that Kelani Jordan won. She became their inaugural champion. Maybe Ruca could be that champion down the line. So I'm not going to ignore that at all. But she very well could be one of the candidates to win this match by deadline. But I think she has what it takes. She has the speed, the agility, everything to beat Roxanne. But Roxanne also has speed on her too, so she'll be quick as well. But I'm not going to count Ruca out. And I can see her being future NXT Women's Champion in the near future. So that's one person. Let's go over the next participant. Next person, we have Stephanie Vaquer, one of the newest women on NXT. Now, she hasn't been in as many matches as the other women. She's done a few tag teams and a few singles matches, but she has her history on the independent scene. She's rivaled against Giulia and tag team with her in the past, as well as she's doing now. Now, she could very well be the star of NXT Deadline. She's in that matchup. In the Iron Survivor qualifying match, she could be the shining star. She could take over the whole match. She could very well even win it. And maybe she has never competed for the NXT Women's Championship, as well as Ruca's never really competed for that title since Roxanne's won it. She could be the next competitor for that title, and I could see her very well doing her thing to Roxanne, and she could very well be. Remember, she's the one that was rivaling Roxanne over the tag team, and Cora Jade was feuding with Giulia. She could very well win this championship opportunity. It could win the title in the near future. Now, Stephanie Vaquer may not win it as fast, but I can still see her name in the hat on this particular thing. So we ain't gonna sleep on Stephanie either. Very well could be one of them. Let's go over to the next person here. Kelani Jordan, I mentioned her earlier. Now, Kelani Jordan, like I said earlier, she already was the inaugural NXT Women's Champion. She's already held that title for quite some time. She helped bring prestige towards the title. Recently, she just lost the belt. However, I don't see her getting a tag team. I could see her being one of the next challengers for this championship. She could challenge for this title. She can very well challenge for this title and win this Iron Survivor qualifying match, and maybe challenge Roxanne and maybe win the title. Because Kelani Jordan, she has the gymnastics background similar to Ruca. Very similar to Ruca. She got a chemistry. She could be, I can see her as a definitely future NXT Women's Champion. So definitely do not sleep on Kelani. I already said that. She has what it takes to become a champion. Like I said, Kelani has done a lot in her short time. She's only been around for, a year and a half. Remember, she's in a breakout tournament. Very impressive. Very good matches. Love her finisher. But her being NXT Women's Champion, she's going to take it to the top. Let's go over the next other competitors. We got Jada Parker. Miss Parker, as they call her. Now, Jada Parker, unlike the other participants, she already has competed for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT No Mercy against Roxanne, and she lost. But that doesn't mean Jada Parker is going to stay down. She'll get back up and continue to compete. Now, she just ended her rivalry with Lola Vice in a hardcore match at last week's NXT in the Philadelphia Arena for the old ECW 2300 building. Now, she did cut a vignette talking about Ruca. Congratulations on her winning the Iron Survivor qualifying match to go on the deadline. She already has her sights set on qualifying and women NXT Women's Championship. She could be NXT Women's Champion in the near future. Do not sleep on Jada Parker. Now, her finisher is so, but other than that, I do see how I do see how she can eventually get there. She's great in the ring. Finisher's not no much, but she keeps it going, keep practicing. She could take it to the top. Definitely see that happen. So Jada Parker could be a future champion. If not, similar to the others, she could compete for the NXT Women's North American Championship and make a chance for that belt again. Now that's for Jada Parker. One more person I'm gonna mention, Zarya. Now Zarya is actually the newest woman on the NXT roster. She debuted at NXT right before NXT Halloween Havoc. She has been in a 10-woman tag. She had one match. She hasn't done much, but they are really, really pushing with her to be a force, a dominant woman in the women's division. I can see her winning the NXT Iron Survivor qualifying match, and then going to Deadline, and then win the whole thing and challenge Roxanne for a belt. And she could win that title maybe faster than any other of the competitors that I got listed on here, because of her presence and her dominance already. Very well could win it. Sorry, like the devil's daughter. Yep. That's the character. That's the dominating, intimidating character that she has. Yeah, she definitely is different. She don't look like the other ones. But I could see her, like I said, winning. See her tearing the house down. Her move is a spear in the F5 like Brock Lesnar, but that don't mean she could win it all, but she could win it. She could win it because some woman could come in and say, hey, you just got here. You're not about to win a championship that fast. You could get someone that play a Hulk Hogan up in here. Say they ain't gonna let Zarya just come in and win.
No, brother, doesn't work for me right now,
So we could get that out of Zarya. But other than that, though, she could be one of the women to win the qualifying match and win the NXT Women's Championship. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, Roxanne Perez will be no slouch. Roxanne Perez will be hard to beat. She has had on this belt for over 6 months now. And I'm telling you, whoever she loses the belt to, this is going to be Roxanne's farewell. And she'll go off to the main roster. So I don't see her on NXT much longer. This is pretty much her final part of being on NXT. So all 5 of these women, they have a shot at getting that Roxanne. We talked about Ruca, Stephanie, Kelani Jordan, Jada, and Zarya. And this is all could happen at Deadline or later on. And that's all I have regarding who will be next challenger for Roxanne's NXT Women's Championship. You guys let me know who you think you got winning this whole, winning Deadline. Who will be the new number 1 contender for the NXT Women's Championship? Who could face off against Roxanne Perez? Who could shut down a Prodigy? Who can actually do that? Soon to videos pop up. Thank you guys for your support. Soon to videos gonna pop up, guys. You guys click the links below. You guys already know what it is at this point, guys. It is OU.
Like I say this a lot. We're not a sport. We're a movie about a sport, or a TV show about a sport, right? So the interest of all the other.
I feel like the heel turn did wonders for me. There was a sense of reality in that, to where I had hit a point, and the babyface stuff was going great. The Alpha Academy stuff was going great. We had a blast with that. But I'm a realist, and I'm also like a long-term thinker.